Hi, girlies. Welcome to Book Please Podcast. It's Alina here.
Hey guys, it's Amanda.
Ooh, it is election day
Ugh.
as we are recording this.
Yeah.
And that is like the Super Bowl of news for journalists.
Oh yeah, you're very busy.
I'm a tired girl. I'm just so happy to be here though with you because this is my therapy. I'm like just unwind, let it all out, drink my water, take a deep breath, and be with my best friend.
I hope your job is supplying coffee for you guys.
You know what's funny? There's a joke because in journalism they always say you get election night pizza. You get election pizza. That's what they do. Like even if it's 5 a.m., like there's just pizzas in the newsroom everywhere. But I'm remote this year. And usually they send us pizza, but they're just not. They're being a little cheap. They're not giving us anything.
You're on the struggle bus?
They're like, y'all can go ahead. But yeah, it's exciting and fulfilling. And it's like, I'm so passionate about it, but I'm exhausted. And then I have to get up. So this episode's going to come out on Wednesday. So it's the day before. So maybe we'll know who's president. By the time this comes out, we don't know if we will. But I have to be on a 4 a.m. shift overnight just in case it breaks. Like we're just passing the baton. So somebody's working overnight, passing it off to me.
Okay, so will we know by tonight, do you think?
So officially, no, we won't.
Oh.
We might know. It might be declared enough. So the way that it works is basically like if you have enough electoral votes, you need 270 to secure the presidency. So like if enough states turn red or blue, then, there will still be counting happening through the week, but sometimes enough happens where like you'll push a state to where you're like, okay, well this state, like Florida, will turn red no matter what, right? We'll probably know that Florida's red by the end of the night, and then California will be blue because it's going to be overwhelming. You hit the majority, so you already know, even though officially the count is not done, and there's a lot of mail-in ballots that are still counting. Some states have laws, which I don't like, is some states don't allow for early processing. So other states that have gotten like mail-in ballots allow you to start counting when they come in.
Got it.
Other states like Pennsylvania, which is our biggest like swing state right now, they don't allow early processing. So Pennsylvania cannot start the count until election day. In 2020, when the election was so close, Pennsylvania didn't have its official count till the Saturday after the election.
Wow.
Like, because they can't start until, and I'm just like, just let them start. Like, let's go.
But the polls close at what, 11?
It depends on your state.
Well, yeah, I mean like.
I think 8 or 9.
For our time.
I think I don't know. I think 9 o'clock is like, I don't quote me, but I think some of the later polls close at 9.
Like our time because California. I'm thinking like
correct.
Yep. Like different time for other people for us.
Yes. And a lot of the other states may be in, we'll see, but it's going to be super close.
Either way, historic. I was just going to say it's going to be definitely a historical one.
Yeah, we hope everyone voted. We just hope for happiness and peace and, I'm just taking a breath. Take a breath with me. Welcome to class, everybody.
Yes.
Drink your water.
I just want to say, like regardless of who wins, I think, both sides, like we should try and stay human, not divided. It's kind of been sad how things have going. And I love everyone regardless of who you voted for. I don't care. I love you as a person. Who you decide to, that's on you.
Right.
But
everyone has different opinions, needs, whatever. And we just want unity, happiness, and peace.
And if your person doesn't win, go read a book. You'll feel better.
Yeah. I was thinking, too, it's such a nice thing to just be into reading and to be able to, like, tap out, like, when I'm off all these screens and all the noise and all the BS. I'm like, how nice is it to, like, have a book to just get lost in and not be on a screen and not just, like, be in the chaos. It is the best therapy for sure.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but I do think any person that's like into reading, something got them into it. Like I think like I was going through so much where like I just wanted to escape from reality, and I was like, let me pick up a book. And or back when mom used to ground me and take my electronics away, I had no choice but to read a book.
Like the trauma revisited.
Yes.
I think I will say I got back into it too. at a weird time, for sure. Like, I think it was like during the pandemic, and I was feeling like a type of way, a little bit lost. Like before I had moved here, I was in such a weird place in my life. I was almost turning 30. I was like, what is my life? And it was weird. Yeah, for sure. So I think it really helped me. That's what got me back into
and
it.
Therapy's expensive. So this is like
what kind of books, like more recently, for sure. More recently, like what books do you think got you like, was there a book that like got you out of your slump and back into like, okay, I'm fully back to reading now?
So when I was younger and I was grounded, I read the whole Twilight series. So I was obviously grounded a lot. Because those are some thick books.
Those are some bricks.
So those were like the books when I was, but I would say after not being grounded or like growing up, I was able to watch movies and shows again.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been like where I lean towards being like a movie and TV junkie.
Mm-hmm.
But for books, I would say like relationship stuff. I'll read like self-help books.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, like I like love shows. Books were hard for me to get into, and I know you love books. So I like thriller. I'd be like, I watched every like Saw movie there is, all those like scary stuff I want. Like, let me go into a book now and find that.
Yeah.
So for me, it just depends on my mood.
Yeah. I would say I have like 2 books that I'm trying to remember exactly, but there were a few books that like really got me back into reading. Mm-hmm. Like Colleen Hoover was just like that easy gateway. I read Ugly Love, and then I know you hate that book, but I think that's why I liked it too, because it was like one of the first. And then I realized, wow, everything is so much better than this one. But after a while of not reading, and I picked that up, then I read Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. That's another good one. I think you would like that one. Mm-hmm. That was a really good one, and that's a series. And then after those, I was like, boom, like fully back.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, maybe I just think this way, but I feel like a lot of love books are the same? Like, yes, they may have different tropes and stuff, but I do feel like it's always the same, like love triangle or like, you know, people finding each other again. I like ones where it's like, this is going to sound so morbid, but like someone dies and they have to find love again. Like I love like, what's that one where the woman loses her husband and then she goes to like Ireland or somewhere and then she meets another guy.
Is that with Katherine Heigl?
Is that what it is?
P.S. I Love You?
Is it that?
Oh, no. He's dead. Oh, yeah, he
died.
Yeah. He's like telling you, he's like, P.S. I love you through letters.
Yeah, so that was like, that was like, it's a
movie
sad.
though, right?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah.
So I would like books similar to that because I feel like it pulls on your heartstrings where it's like, oh my God, so sad. And then you're like, oh my God, you felt love.
But I think, I agree with you. I think we like the same things even though we like different genres, when we both love something, we both love it no matter what the genre is. I think, though, you can make the argument about anything. Like, you could say that, these thriller plots are overplayed. Fantasy, we've read, we've heard about it. I think it's just really what you love. Like, for me, I can't get enough of, like, the cheesy BS. Yes, though, I have found more and more that there is a bar for me. Like, I won't say it because we met the author and she was lovely, but, you know, recently we reread a cheesy love story, and I was like, girl, I cannot get through this. It's so unrealistic and stupid. I want to pull my lashes out. So yes, there is a bar for sure. But
I think layers is what we like. Like,
yeah,
it can't just be like,
depth.
I love at first sight, and then the rest is history. No. I need layers. I need complications.
Yeah.
I need, you dated someone else's blah,
you
blah, blah,
really
blah,
need. You sent me, we were trying to pick our next book, and you sent me this book, and the cover is like it's like these 2 people in the middle. I'm like, is this a love book? But then I see all around them machetes, axes, knives.
It's a popular
they're
book.
Killers. There's murderers.
I know, but it's a very popular book. Hold on. Everyone's going to know it when I say it.
Okay. Well, yes. We're going to end up reading that.
Butcher
not
and
yet.
Blackbird.
Butcher and Blackbird.
Yes.
Okay, not yet, but we will read that one if you guys want to look into it. And yes, it had so many reviews on Goodreads, so I know I could tell it was a big one.
Well, when we went to that book event, one of the authors said that's a book that she recently read that she really liked.
Yeah.
So it was like fresh in my mind.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm excited about it. I'm intrigued. And I think it blends both of our worlds. Like, you're sick, like dark. It's dark romance. So that'll be really exciting for us to dive into. But that's going to be one of our future books for the pod for sure. Okay, let's get into some chatter here. Okay. I am just like, this one got me real heated. Did you see over the weekend, Jason Kelce was at a Penn State game? It was Penn State versus Ohio State. And these college kids were heckling him. They were surrounding him with cameras. They were going up to him, like treating him like a zoo animal. Okay. And this one guy has a lot of them have their phones out there filming him. And this one guy is like putting his phone in Jason Kelce's face, and he calls his brother a homophobic slur and said that his brother Travis is the F word slur for dating Taylor Swift in his face.
Deflecting much?
What? Takes the phone. Jason takes the phone from this kid that has it in his face and stomps on it, smashes it, and walks away.
Good. I would have done the same.
I am so satisfied with his reaction. You got what was coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like not just him. A lot of celebrities, when they're out trying to do things with their family, and these paparazzis all in their face. I know it's not very similar, but how I would lose it.
Yes,
I'd be like, F off.
Honestly, you wanted a reaction and you got it. You can't treat people just because they're famous like zoo animals.
Yep.
Expect no one to ever react. You have your camera in his face. You can't just say anything you want and expect like nothing to happen. And if it does, you're like, oh, I'm cameras rolling, and you have no consequences. And you know what? This will backfire on you. Like if you ever want to go forward with any sort of like charges or claims or whatever, and your name is out there and you're using such a derogatory homophobic slur, watch who's going to want to employ you.
Oh, yeah. Already feel that way.
That
should
is
be scared
like,
to leave your house.
That's a death sentence. So go ahead. Let yourself be known. I would love to know what the fuck your name is. Like, what a disgusting thing to do.
All right. We don't want the internet to go and look for him, though. Like, everyone, choose peace.
At all. But, like, really, who do you think you are doing that?
Who raised you?
And it's just like, I feel like could you imagine, like, I would lose my temper. I was just retelling the story to my friend. I had somebody come at me in a store, and when I had my reaction, I thought to myself, like, damn, thank God. Like, if someone ever filmed that, I would not be proud of myself. But somebody came at me because I was in the store with my little dog, Cash, and he's a service animal, and I was just picking up one thing and leaving, and he was like, coming up to me, is that a service animal? And I was like, yes, I'm happy to show you my documentation.
Did they work there?
Yes.
Okay.
He worked there. He was with a clipboard in my face, coming at me. And I was like, yes, like he's a service dog. I'm happy to show you the documentation. I'm pulling up his certification. I don't want to see that. And I'm like, okay, well, you asked. And he's like, what does he do? What does he do? What does the dog do? What does the dog? He's going on and on and on.
I wish he bit you right now.
And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't have to disclose that to you. Like, I personally do not have a problem, like, sharing like whatever I have, my medical history.
Yeah.
Some people may have an issue with that.
Of
but
course.
like, it was his entitlement, and the way he was getting in my face. Like, do I have a problem telling you I have anxiety and certain things that I go through? No.
What kind of
but
store
I
is
don't
it? I'm just
owe
curious.
you Publix. I was a grocery store. I don't owe you. It was in Hollywood, actually. I don't owe you like a breakdown of what I have, my medical history, what my dog does for me, why he's a service dog. It is nobody's business. I am showing you the documentation, and they're not allowed to ask you. And that's what pissed me off. It was him being in my face. If he approached it differently, maybe I would have had a talk with him about it. But I was ready to like throw my medication in his damn face.
And no offense, like, Cash is like a little like
a tiny bear. And I came in.
He's not this huge.
Yeah. I came in for 1 second, and I was so mad. He was all up in my face. He was all over me. He was following me down the aisle, and I literally flipped out. He came to when I was going online, because I am not doing anything wrong. And I offered to show you the documentation, and you don't want to see it. So that shows me you're just looking for a problem. You're now heckling me and being nasty. You know what I mean? Like, you're searching for something wrong. If I wanted to make something up, if I was lying, I could have been like, yeah, I have epilepsy. I could have just given you an answer. It was the entitlement. It was the being in my face. I was like, I don't have to explain to you my medical history, sir. I've offered to show you documentation. And he's in my face, following me. And I felt like uncomfortable. My personal space felt attacked. I felt nervous. I was going to check out, and I was like, do you want to pay for my effing tampons? That's what I said to him. Literally. I was like, do you want to pay for my effing tampons? And then he just stood there, and I was like, have a great effing day. Like, I was so mad.
Nothing annoys me more than people that work in like the service industry, and they're like that. Like, okay, say he felt like, okay, it's his job to make sure dogs aren't allowed.
He was
I would have been like,
chief
please,
of the year.
I would have been like, please, can you just, we can't have dogs in here. I don't want to get what you need to get. And, and I would have, that would have been it.
And the thing is, he was a service animal.
Yeah, exactly. So I would have just been like, if anyone questioned anything.
He didn't want to see the documentation. You want to see my documentation? Sure, sir. Here you go. I'm not sitting here having a breakdown. Do you want to run a drill and see my dog in action? Like, what are you trying to accomplish here?
And we live in Florida. Very dog friendly. That's crazy to me.
It was really, he was just on one. You should have seen his demeanor, his attitude, the way he got in my face. But the way that I got so heated and uncomfortable, like, it's like this fight or flight reaction where I was so mad.
I get it.
And I was like, and I felt like attacked. Yeah. And I was just like, if this ever was filmed for 1 second, and I was just so like, just the way I was like, you want to be mad? Like, people were looking at me, you know, seeing that as I was walking out of the store. That is not a representation of me by any means.
No.
By any means, but that could live there forever. And then people know me as that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so when I think of like that moment and you think of like what this guy was doing and coming after Jason and his brother to him, like about your family, about people in your life. Like, I mean.
Yeah, I don't give a flying shit what people say about me.
Yeah.
I get triggered if you talk about anyone I love. If you talk about my family.
I'm
like, I see
way.
red. I'm just like, I don't care. Say what you want about me. People on social media comment all the time on me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But if you ever attack, like if someone said anything about you or like someone I love, family, like I'm too grown to be throwing hands, but I would come close.
No, it's like I get to another level too, like of just upset, angry, whatever, when it's somebody else in my life that I care about. Like if somebody came at me talking to me about my family.
Yep.
Like, come
Jason
on.
gets a pass.
Yeah.
Even him apologizing, crazy. I would never apologize. You owe those people nothing. And I know he has this public figure face and he felt like it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he wasn't forced to like have to apologize because he just is being human.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you. I would have done the same. And, you know, that kid learned the lesson, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to talk about, speaking of a hater, really quick, let's just, if you don't watch, we're going to be doing this for 2 seconds.
Spoiler? Is this a spoiler?
Spoilers.
Okay, spoiler for Love is Blind.
Love is Blind reunion. Let's just, Hannah.
I had such high hopes. The first 2 seconds she was talking, I was like, okay, taking accountability. Okay. And then downhill.
Nothing.
Downhill. Vanessa and Nick really annoy me sometimes on the reunions.
Yeah.
They do not stick up for people when they should.
Yes.
And they always are like team girl. And like sometimes the guys just get freaking attacked like crazy and don't deserve it. You know, I just, don't get me started.
And they won't press. Like, they'll say something that doesn't make any sense, and they just let them give that as their answer. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. Or let's talk through this. Like, they don't press. And that's a big problem. I should have known from how Hannah acted on social media, the little things we were seeing before the reunion, how she was saying, why did he let me treat him like that? That is what you're going to say, once again, blaming him as the victim when you were this vicious animal to Nick the entire season. You came to the reunion, Hannah, with an agenda to flip the script because you realized that you were being painted as the person that you are and you were the bad guy in this scenario, and you thought you were going to come off where people are going to be like, wow, like, look at her. He's so dumb. He can't do anything. You thought you were going to look great and you realized that you didn't, and you panicked and you tried to grasp at straws to find anything you could about this man.
Yeah, he wanted to be famous. Who cares if he wrote that down? Let's make him famous. He's famous for being nice, and you're famous for being an a-hole.
That's not even anything. Like, he was writing down, like, doing manifesting, like, making notes with, and you're going to tell me that you went on Love is Blind. You didn't do it to become an influencer. You went on Love is Blind. Then go date in the real world. Why would you go on Love is Blind? You want to become an influencer. Like, don't pretend that that's not what your goal is, and it's not panning out the way you want to, and now you're going after Nick so you can look good.
And then she went through his stuff, like invasion of privacy. And then you take a picture of it and post it on social media. I would have.
That's really making me mad. And what is so annoying to me is that she's like, don't play innocent. Like, you don't like the way I look or this or that or the other.
The grenade thing.
He never said one word to you. He never made you look bad on television. You can't come at somebody because of the thoughts they have in their fucking head. He never made you feel that way. And if there's like a little whisper through the grapevine of things, like, you can address it with him privately, but also, like, you are allowed to talk to your friends and vent and the people in your life and keep like there are things that you and I can vent about, right?
Yes.
There are things that every friend needs to talk through, needs to vent about, needs to whatever. And whatever you actually think in your mind, it's not about that. It's how you act. It's what he never disrespected her. He never played her for a fool. She could have been Chelsea, where her looks were degraded and talked about, and she was made to feel like this person. And you know what? She didn't have that, and she didn't have the pity party, so she tried to make one for herself.
And I also feel like, say he did say the grenade comments. One thing that came out of his mouth after seeing you were at BITCH, and you said so much more. Like, even if he did say that, he's only human. I'm sure he would have apologized. But I just feel like in all the girls having her back, disgusting. Disgusting.
She said those things on camera.
Yep.
So it's like, not only did you do that, but worse, Marissa, that was wild.
I was so disappointed in her. Like, I fell for her, like her relationship. Like, I was just like, oh, her mother seemed awesome too. And then when she was like all about defending Hannah, I was just like,
how Marissa blindly like defended Hannah. They went down a delusion rabbit hole for no reason, like just coming up with anything to make Hannah look good and make Nick look bad, who gave her nothing but respect, and she treated him like ass. Marissa stood by Hannah. Okay, then say it with your chest. You left that reunion, and then you probably realized, Marissa, that you were not being well received. And then you go on a television interview and you say, Hannah and I aren't really friends because, like, I saw how she treated Nick and I care about Nick. You didn't care at the reunion yesterday.
I found that hysterical. I was like, is she kidding me? And another thing
the
is
reunion
because the comments
was 2 days ago. Like, come on.
Yep. I went to her. I watched that reunion. I went to her comments so freaking quick. And I was like, thank you. Everyone agrees. Like, no. I was like, just no.
Is like the delusion was crazy because she acted like she had only just seen the whole season or something.
You know,
like, it was
funny?
so weird.
I'm so bad with names. What's Taylor's guy's
Garrett.
name? So funny. He's like, I can't wait for this conversation to be over. Can we move on from this?
Yes,
like, yes.
Loved him. Loved Taylor. Honestly, let Ashley and Tyler live in peace.
I'm happy for them.
Let them be.
I just want to touch upon that quick. Like, after watching the reunion, like, I 100% support the relationship. I don't think Tyler's a bad guy. I think they're gonna make it really far.
Great.
They're
gonna be great. Yep. And I think I had seen something before the reunion came out that changed my perspective. I'll give credit where it's due. It was on Nick Viall's podcast, and he was like, the ex-wife that was in that whole scenario with Tyler, who, you know, had the babies.
Yep.
She was the one running her mouth. And he said the more and more and more and more she speaks, the less credible she is, because she's like trying to like insert herself and have this fame and have this takedown story.
Yep.
And Tyler and Ashley have sat and said not one word. You don't want your family to be dragged down. You want your kids to have a peaceful life. Why are you doing this? And Tyler did not say one thing about them. They kept it private. She brought this all into light.
Yeah. And I said in the last episodes, like, I feel like he should have been more honest. But after the reunion, I kind of see why. Like, there's kids involved.
Yeah.
You don't want to air that. You want them to just live their life. So I get his side.
He set it aside.
As long as his wife knows, that's all that matters.
That's exactly right. Like, we don't know the full story. They're only filming for X amount of hours. And when the cameras are off, you can be your full self. And that's all that matters.
Can't wait to see their family.
Yes. So happy for them as well. And honestly, Brittany came to slay. Her and Leo, I think they're so funny.
They're so funny.
They keep making TikToks. Like, love them.
Yeah, she looked great.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have an Am I the Asshole for me?
Oh, yes. Okay. So I can't, sorry guys, I don't have it to read, but I will summarize it.
Yeah, that's even better.
So this guy says that him and his wife recently had kids, and they have like Irish twins.
Okay.
What does that mean? Were they born on the same day a year? Like, the same day, but like different years?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's what it is, but apparently they had Irish twins, and you know, after raising the kids for a bit, the wife was like, I want to take a 7-week trip alone. Like, go visit college friends, you know, just travel, do things.
Okay.
So he's like left with the kids, and he works from home, so it kind of worked out. So then he's like, can you do like a shorter time? Yeah, what is it?
Okay. Irish twins. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Irish twins refers to two children born to the same mother within 12 months of each other. So like within a year.
Oh, within a year.
Okay, so tell me.
Okay, so she recently had these kids. She was raising them. She's a stay-at-home mom. and she wanted to take a 7-week trip.
7 weeks.
7 weeks, and he thought that was a lot. He's like, "You want me to watch the 2 kids? Like, while you travel for 7? That's a lot." So he finally agreed. Was like, "You know what? Deserve it. You know, you've been doing a lot for the family." So he says that it was super difficult. You know, his sister had to come over and help. And, you know, he said when the sister came over and helped, like, things were better. And, like, you know, he was, like, happy. His sister was super great with the kids. And then his wife came back and he said, like, he realized, like, her coming back that he, like, fell out of love with her.
Oh, my God.
So he's like, you know, I asked her for a divorce. And, like, she came back, like, initiated that night. But I was, like, not feeling it.
Oh, my God.
He said, you know, I just don't love her anymore.
Yeah.
So I have and, you know, she wants to go to couples therapy. She wants to work things out. Like, she's trying.
Yeah.
But I'm so torn because I can see that, like, 7 weeks without your partner, like, in my head, and I'm not a mother. Like, I don't know what it's like, but I cannot imagine being away from my kids for 7 weeks.
No.
You know, and I also think, like, is he being a little nutty because, you know,
How
she was
old are the
cooking, cleaning,
kids?
doing all these things? I'm not sure, but they were young. Like, she was raising them for a bit, but they were still toddlers.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A lot.
No offense. If my man with 2 young toddlers was like, I'm going away for 7 weeks, I'll be like, okay, go away forever.
And don't come back. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's how it feels. And he probably built up this resentment. And I mean, it happens.
Yeah,
like,
the comments were mean. People were like, you never loved her.
He would have been an asshole if he, like, started cheating on her during and whatever. But, like, you can't help how you feel. Like, I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, I get that too. And people were, like, attacking him, saying that you never loved her and, you know, how you only like that she cooked and cleaned and made dinner for you and watched the kids.
Oh, my God.
Like, it just, like, went. And I was just like, I get that. Like, I'm someone that I want to, like, if my partner could have me attached to the hip everywhere they go.
Same.
Doctor's appointment, everything,
Same.
I will be there.
The thing is this, not at toddlers. Like, let's say the kids are grown up.
Like teens.
They're going to, you know, they're off to college and you need a break and you, like, discuss it with your partner. Like, why don't you want to kind of go with your partner? Or for some of it. Like, I think 7 weeks is a really long time. That to me says, like, she got issues. Like, what was she doing for 7 weeks? Why did she want to be away from her man for 7 weeks?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would definitely feel a type of way. I would not be okay with it. If my man wanted to dip on me with toddlers, what would my entire family say? Like, you would be like, are you good, bitch? Like, what's happening?
And then he's like, she came back. She seemed recharged. She was happy. She was in good spirits.
And I'd be like, oh, F yourself.
Yeah, so I
Keep
don't
your
think
head
you're
up,
the
king.
asshole.
Yeah.
I think
I feel bad for the kids only.
I know, but I'm also like, if my mom left me for 7 weeks.
What?
Mommy, I need you.
Yeah, like, no, toddlers?
Yeah.
Get out of here. That's really wild and crazy. No.
And good thing he had his sister, because I would have been like, after 2 weeks, you need to come back now.
No, that's crazy, especially if you work. Like, what on earth? So, yeah, that's solved for sure. Same page.
Okay, go.
One quick thing that we definitely need to address.
Oh, man.
I swear, we say something, and then as soon as we're done recording, something changes.
The universe just like...
It's so funny. Last week, in our last episode, we were so excited to announce a giveaway. Once we hit 10,000 followers on TikTok, help us get to our goal, we're going to give away a Kindle Colorsoft. They came out with this new Kindle. It's $280. It's like a lot of money, honey. So we want to buy it for you. Help us get to our goal by the end of the year. We announced this, and then all of a sudden, it seems like after the episode came out, shit hit the fan.
Everyone's talking about how the Kindle Soft is, like, not worth it. It's just, it's not. There's, like, something that's on the bottom. The colors aren't that great. So
people are ripping the Kindle Colorsoft to pieces online. People on social media are taking videos and posting the videos of them packaging up the box and returning it. They're returning them at such high rates that Kindle has decided to stop shipping them. And I guess hopefully reevaluate and revamp the Colorsoft, because the colors
price is
the point is that
too.
they're saying they have a color screen, but the colors are weak as hell.
Yep.
And people are saying they can't use dark mode on it, which is an amazing feature. Like, I use it to read at night. That's like a big bonus.
Big thing, yeah.
Like, now I can lay next to my partner and read my book while he's sleeping. If I have a bright screen, I can't read my book. So, I mean, I think that's crazy. Like, you just came out with this brand new product. So many people I've seen so many things on my algorithm coming up that they're returning it.
Yep. And the price too is not like it's like, affordable where people are just like, oh, I mean, it kind of does a job, but at least it wasn't too expensive. That shit's expensive.
Yeah.
Make it work. It should
do better, Kindle.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like, how are you gonna seriously? And you can't make a color screen be normal? That's weird.
And honestly, you should have left it alone. I think it did not need color.
But if it did, make it great. You know what I mean? Or enhance some of your features. Like, it just do it over.
Get it together.
And so for our giveaway, if they don't have the Colorsoft like ready to go up to par, we will give you we will give away a Kindle, but
and
not
if you want,
the Colorsoft.
But if they want that, and
yeah, if you still want the Colorsoft, you can have
I'm sure I can find it on eBay.
But otherwise, we will. She's joking.
I'm joking.
But otherwise, we will give you
because I'm thinking like
Kindle.
We can't order it if they don't have it out by then, so we can't.
No, for sure. Yeah. So we'll give you a nice Kindle. We're still giving away a Kindle, but we want to give you something good.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into our book.
I have such high anxiety.
We finished. This is Amanda's favorite book, and now I'm seeing why. Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier.
Mm-hmm. So, ending, what do you think?
Okay, it was absolutely incredible. I was so pleased with the ending. Everything was wrapped up with a bow. All my questions were answered. I loved that this thriller ended in a way where you can go back and read it and see little hints of it all along. Like, it wasn't like she sat there and just made some lazy ending up. This is the formula that I crave when I look for a thriller. And bonus that I didn't see it coming. I had a million guesses. I didn't know which way it was going to go. Like, did I mention probably this, but was I sure? No, absolutely not. I was literally turned. Sending you voice messages.
And the thing I like too is like, yes, we find out that, Sal ultimately is the one that did this. He needed money. Poor Bash got like involved in the process. But then you sent me it, but like, when she's like, it sucks that this happened because if you would have just asked me, I would have given it to you. Like, it didn't even need to come to this.
Yes.
Like, he clearly loved
That's
her.
That's your best friend and your lover
I was
for
like
so long
bawling.
that you are going to steal her kid instead of just being like, hey, look, and she's rich. I'm in a major bind. I'll pay back. Or maybe you can't. Or can you help me in any way? The fact that you like tried to scam this woman into a ransom for her.
And drag your mom into it. And
you hear her crying to you every day about it. She's not herself anymore. She's absolutely miserable. She wants to die. How dare you? That was crazy. But it just was such a good ending. And the fact that Sebastian was alive at the end for me, really, like, you tricked me. You did a great job because every time I said something, you were like, oh, really? Okay. Like, cool. You made me feel like I was stupid as fuck.
No, I didn't want to tell you.
You were like,
but you
yeah,
guessed it.
Okay.
You knew the mom was going to be involved.
Yeah.
You guessed Sal a few times because he's in that grimy business that he's in.
Yeah, like
but
he's in
Mackenzie
shady shit.
And Sal knowing each other. How
that
awesome was
crazy. He's JR. Like, I was like, what?
But now it makes sense because he's junior from his dad.
Yes, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything made sense, and I love that, and that everything was connected, and like we still don't like Derek, but like whatever.
You know when I cried when Kenzie went down into the cellar, and then he's like, "Are you my mom?"
I know.
I was like, ah!
I literally could not believe it. As soon as they said like they were going down to the wine cellar, and Kenzie's like, "It's actually warm down here." I was like, "Oh, he's down there. He's okay. He's alive." I have chills right now talking about it.
Yeah.
And then how she said like her like life came back to her at the end, like when they were reunited, that killed me. I was sobbing. And then I also cried during the little surprise party at the donut shop. When she walked in, and I was like this, and it was full circle because then you get to see those people again. Then you have your kid. Like, I was like,
see, that part was sad to me because it's like, it's happy that someone in the circle found their kid, but then there's still people that don't,
no, it's horrible. It's gut wrenching, but at the same time, like, it's a story of hope, but it's also like, think about it. You mourn with these people for so long. All you want is for them to be happy and have their happy ending.
And then they're hopeful. They're like, it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that book was pushed on all my strings. I was like, I love the thriller. I love Sal. Oh my God, Sal kills himself. I was like heartbroken, but I was like, I get it.
God, he killed himself.
Like, I hated, secretly hated everyone.
Honestly, I was glad he killed himself because like that's the only like one little percent of me that's like, okay, I can kind of not forgive you, but like whatever, you killed yourself, like it's good, I'm good, like you know you did what you needed to do.
Did you hear that?
I don't know what that noise was. If you heard it,
my
let
ring,
us know.
My ring has I still have my Halloween ring.
Oh my God, that is
ringtone.
what that was. That's
ringtone.
really funny. A Halloween ringtone. 'Tis the season, honey.
I gotta switch to
some
Christmas stuff now.
I actually just ordered my Christmas tree. Very excited.
Oh, I think I want to put a tree up, but I think I just want to do like because I don't want to like put it up and have to take it down. I'm like really lazy.
Well, girl, have your man take it down. Are
That's
you gonna
true.
get a fake one or?
Yeah, I don't like to clean up the
Yeah. So I ordered a fake one on Amazon, but gorgeous. I've always wanted to get like a frosted one. Like
don't tell me it's white.
They're no.
Okay.
I always had a white tree.
I know, that's why I'm making fun of you.
I got a green tree, but like, you know, the ones that are like frosted, they look like they have the snow on them.
Yeah, that's
I always wanted that, so I finally got it.
Where are you going to put it?
Where I have like my mirror in the corner.
Got
I
it.
think.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I was playing around, but I'm excited, and it's pre-lit, so I don't have to string those ugly lights.
Love that.
I can just hang my no, that's too much.
Okay.
It's already got snow.
Cassie might start eating it. Though.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm very excited. I'll report back when I do my Christmas stuff. But because
I'm gonna bring tinsel over for Thanksgiving.
I don't want it for my tree.
Fine.
It's too tacky because it got the snow already.
Fine.
Like, you know, if it were just green.
I love it.
Yeah, no, it's cute, but it's just too much. Too much happening.
Fine. I'll put it on mine.
You know me and my aesthetics. Yes, I'll help you. Yeah, I know. I just can't wait to put on my Christmas music. I'm very excited. Anyways, back to the book.
Ratings?
Girl, you killed it. I'm going to rate it a 5. It gets a full 5. Jennifer Hillier, I'm sorry it came at you because I was nervous. You
need to read Jar of Hearts.
You did your thing, Jenny. And I have no notes. Like, everything was wrapped up well. It made sense. It tracked. I hate when like a thriller goes off track and makes no sense.
Yep. Everything tied in.
She did her thing. I was hooked. I couldn't wait to read it. That is the key. Like, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what happens. You saw how many voice notes I was sending you as I was going through every page. Like, that was me in it. And I apologize, but it was so good. So
good.
Amazing.
Obviously a 5 for me. It's been a 5 since I've read it. Love it. Reading it again was great. It just reminded me of all the things. And, you know, she's a great writer. Jar of Hearts is really good by her, too. There's so many more of her books that I do want to read.
Yeah.
I think she's a great author.
Yes. We'll definitely do more books of hers in the future for sure.
Yay.
So thank you. So we're really excited about this next book. It is called One True Loves. It is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. We're going to start that for next week. It sounds amazing. I'm really excited about it. It's about this woman is married with her husband, whatever. He goes missing or something. There's some helicopter accident. Years later, she finds love again. Eventually, like, it takes her a while. You go through her journey. She gets engaged, and then all of a sudden the missing husband comes back. So now she's a fiance and her husband, and it's like a whole journey. It's apparently really emotional.
Polygamy. No,
like, oh my God. You know,
I'm kidding.
People are like, it ripped my heart out, and you're like, polygamy.
It reminds me of Castaway.
I can't.
Remember when he went missing, the plane crashed, and then she remarried, and then he comes back, and it's like,
insane. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. So we're gonna read up to chapter 6. I know there's like a part 1 in there. There's a prologue, so we'll read up to chapter 6 for next week in One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid.
If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe. We're also on TikTok and Instagram at Book Please Podcast. Thanks, guys.
Bye.